Good evening, and welcome to the Superintendent's Community Update presented by Gaston County Schools. I am Todd Hagans, and we would like to thank you for giving your time to be with us this evening. In our audience are students, parents, teachers, school personnel, administrators, business and community leaders, and others. You are here because you care about our schools and you want the very best for our children. Please know that we appreciate your continued interest in and support for Gaston County Schools. We would like to thank Principal Audrey Devine and her staff here at Stuart W. Kramer High School for hosting tonight's program. We also want to let you know that the program is being recorded for broadcast on Time Warner Cable Channel 21, which is our education station. At this time, we would like to recognize members of the Gaston County Board of Education who are with us this evening. We have our board chairman, Mr. Kevin Collier. Mr. Collier, if you'll stand for us. Our board vice chairman, Mr. Jeff Ramsey. Representing the Dallas Township, Catherine Roberts. Representing the Crowders Mountain Township, Brent Moore. And representing the Cherryville Township, Mr. Terry Ussery. Did I overlook any of our board members? I think I have everyone. We also have a number of business leaders in our audience. If you are one of our business partners with Gaston County Schools, please stand at this time to be recognized. And you're out there. I know you. I've seen you. Let's give them a round of applause anyway. Thank you all for being here this evening. The Superintendent's Community Update is an opportunity for you to hear from our Superintendent of Schools, W. Jeffrey Booker, as we provide an overview of where we were in 2014 when Mr. Booker became the superintendent, where we are now in 2017, and where we would like to go over the next few years. This program is part of our ongoing community outreach efforts, such as the Community Talks with the Superintendent meetings in 2014, the Faith Summit in 2015, and the Parent Focus Group meetings in 2016. It is an opportunity for us to update our stakeholders, provide information, and celebrate Gaston County Schools. Since becoming our top educational leader in January 2014, Superintendent Booker has made diligent efforts to move our schools forward by working together with the community to increase student achievement, provide more technology for our classrooms, enhance school safety, and offer more opportunities for children to prepare them for college and careers, to name just a few. Tonight, you are going to hear more about our progress, our success, and our outlook for the future. We hope you will take the information shared this evening and talk about it with your friends, family members, and colleagues. We need your help in spreading the word about our schools. This is an exciting time for Gaston County Schools, and we are so glad to have you with us this evening. We look forward to working with you to make the time ahead of us the best ever for Gaston County Schools and the Gaston County community. At this time, it is a distinct pleasure to introduce the Southwest Regional Superintendent of the Year, our Superintendent of Schools, Mr. W. Jeffrey Booker.
Thank you, Todd. Thank you all for showing up tonight. I just want to bet with one of our senior staff that y'all wouldn't show up. We want to talk about tonight. First, refresh you on our vision, mission, and goals, and you have it on a handout that you should have received as you came in tonight. Talk about our students and accomplishments and what we've had going on in our district. Look at why we have reasons to celebrate. Talk about where we are, and then most importantly, where we are going. So, let's look at our vision statement. There are key words here: inspire success and a lifetime of learning. We believe that our children success comes from inspiration. And that inspiration goes on in our schools each day from all facets of the classroom that they encounter. But for the most important part, who in this room isn't a lifetime learner? And we believe the value of that and instilling that in our children at a young age is a great and noble vision for our school system. And through that, we want to accomplish it with a mission. And when you look at that mission statement, you could take a lot of words there and say, oh, any school district does that. But we believe the first words are the most important thing. We have outstanding employees who are dedicated to the success of our children. And we are blessed to have great community partners. And that's what came through in all those community talks that we did back in 2014. Believe it or not, it has been over 3 years since we did that. And that's what we have tried to live up to with that. And all of these words contained from where we talked about the 4 C's, that as a district we knew we needed to communicate, and that communication didn't need to be one way, it needed to be both ways. And that we needed to be in our community because I believe, and I believe you would agree, that our community will only be as healthy as our public school system is. And we know that choice is a critical thing for all school systems, and we believe we offer choices, and we needed to talk about our choices, and we needed to expand our choices. And for all of that, it would get to commitment. From that, we say, what are our core beliefs? Safety is our first core belief, and the second one is diversity. And when people see the word diversity, they immediately start thinking about things like ethnicity. We know diversity is a much bigger word. That word talks to us about the diversity in our learners and the diversity in the socioeconomics of our community and the neat, rich heritage of our community and all the different towns that make up Gaston County. Innovation. We believe that innovation is critical for our school system, and the innovation goes on in our classrooms every day, and you're going to see some examples of that tonight. Collaboration. It is collaboration between our schools, between the leadership, between entities within the state, but most importantly, collaboration between the community and our school system. And then finally, we want everything to be done with excellence. From all that, we developed a strategic plan. And that strategic plan starts by having effective employees. We spend a lot of energy recruiting and trying to train and develop effective employees. And then we heard loud in our community talks that we had focused on talking about having everyone ready for college, but there's more to it than that. We need them to be career ready. And you will see tonight some of the results of the efforts based on what we heard to be focused not only on college bound, but on career bound. Technology integration is such a critical thing in all of our lives and all of the world that we had to talk about technology integration, and we have made great strides and had great support throughout this community on technology. Individualized instruction is critical because we need to meet each child where they are and craft our education for them to meet them as an individual. And then finally, we all know that we're not going to do anything if people don't feel safe, and so we work very hard for safe schools. So when you take all of that and take these words and look at this wordle, you'll start seeing some big words pop up in there. Facilitating, teacher, teaching, those are the critical elements in our classroom that affect our students. And so what we wanted to do tonight was let you hear from some of our students and talk about the success that we know is going on and let you feel what we get the pleasure of seeing every day in our schools. So I'd like for Todd to come back out and share with them some of the history.
Thank you, Mr. Booker. We have an outstanding group of students that are with us this evening. At this time, I'm going to ask the students to make their way to the stage. We are going to highlight our students for their academics, for their extracurricular activities, and for their involvement in athletics. And these are just a few of the outstanding students, just a sampling of the outstanding students that we have in Gaston County Schools. So if our first group is ready, you may recognize these young people. We'll have you stand right over here with me. May recognize these people. I think it's simple to say that they are the smartest fifth graders in Gaston County. We have Sarah Bell, we have Cameron Massey, and we have Ekin Vu. I said that correctly? Close enough, right? Close enough. Gardner Park Elementary won the Are You Smarter Than a Gaston County Schools competition a couple of weeks ago. Their partner, Tyndall Ford Subaru, and you beat 12. There were 12 teams, and it was an exciting competition. How did you feel about that competition?
It was very loud. There were people screaming from front to back.
It is a very loud and a boisterous competition. Did you enjoy that time?
I did. It was actually really fun.
And down here on the end, tell me about what you thought about Are You Smarter?
It was fun, and we just had fun. We didn't have to do. It wasn't about the competition. It was just about having fun.
It was about having fun, and it's about winning, right? Way to go, Gardner Park. Gardner Park Elementary, these students are our Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader champion for 2017. We'll have you move right across the stage. And our next group, let's welcome our next group of students. We are highlighting a couple of our outstanding students in the performing arts. We have Alex Long, and Alex is a student in the concert band and the marching band at Forest View High School. And we also have Julia Towner. She is in the chorus at Ashbrook High School. Now, Alex, I know that you're very talented. You told me that you do not like speaking a lot in public, but you're very, very talented. And you've got some colleges that are looking at you for their marching band. Tell us which schools are interested in having you.
Right now I'm looking at Ohio State University, Ohio University, and Western Carolina.
How about that? And not only do you have to be talented to get into schools like that, you have to be smart as well. Do you think you're pretty smart?
Yes, I do.
Spoken very confidently. Now, Julia, you're in the chorus at Ashbrook, and Ashbrook has been known for years of having a great chorus program. Tell me a little bit about what you enjoy about the chorus and how it allows you to share your musical talent.
I really love how when we're all singing together, it just feels like one big family, and how even though you might not know the person across the room, you know that you're connected through the music.
And would you say that you're a talented singer? How would you rate your talent on a scale of 1 to 10?
I guess.
A 10, right? Is that right? A 10. What, can you prove that you're a 10 to this audience? Can you do that? You ready? Okay, let's see what she can do.
Okay. The King of love, my shepherd is, whose goodness filleth never. I nothing lack if I am his, and he is mine forever.
Hey, she's a 10, I think. Julia Towner, Alex Long, thank you very much for being with us this evening. We'll have you join the other students on that side of the stage. Oh, I've got my friend with me right here. Wesley, how are you doing? Come right over here. Let's talk for just a moment. This is Wesley Dusing. Wesley is a third grade student at Belmont Central. He is in class. And Wesley, I know that you really like school and being in Miss Braswell's class. Is that right?
Yes.
And what do you like about school?
Well, it's just real fun. I like doing math and reading.
Say that again. You like doing math?
Yes.
Wow, that's great. Do you want to be a mathematician someday?
I kind of actually wanted to do something with involving animals.
And what would that be? Maybe a veterinarian?
No.
You got to help me out here. Tell me, what do you want to do with animals?
I wanted to go to Madagascar and teach lemurs how to play basketball.
How about that? Now, is that not some talent right here? Now, Wesley, I met you back in the fall when for Neighbors campaign, and we were collecting all of the money to send to our hurricane victims in the eastern part of the state. And in your classroom, you were collecting and you were counting and you were learning about geography, you were learning about the weather. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
What do you think about us collecting all of that money?
Well, I kind of like it because it's going to people who got their houses destroyed and their living rooms flooded.
It really did help a lot of people, and because of our students like Wesley and many other students across Gaston County, we collected $21,000 in money to help the people in Edgecombe, Lenoir, Wayne, and Robson County. And it's because of boys and girls like you willing to give their spare change to help out. We really made a difference with our neighbors down east, didn't we?
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe you can take me on that trip to Madagascar and we can train those lemurs. How does that sound?
Good.
All right, Wesley, thank you so much for being with us. You joined those other students across the stage. And we're going to talk a little bit of science and engineering right now. We have winners with us from the Gaston Regional Science and Engineering Fair. Jordan Abernathy, Belmont Middle School, Jordan's project, Fish Don't Need Foundation. Jordan, tell us a little bit about that project.
My project was about detecting pharmaceutical and personal care pollutants along the Catawba waterways.
And what did you find out?
I found 5 different pollutants in Lake Rodas.
And so what are we going to do about it, or what do we need to do about it?
I think maybe that government or private companies should get involved and maybe make restricted laws for processing water.
Maybe you should run for office. And now I know that you have won at the local level. This past weekend, you won at the regional level, and you're going to the state science fair. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
What do you think about that?
I'm very excited and nervous.
A little bit nervous. Last year, we had a student make it to the state and then all the way to the International Science Fair. Do you think you can do that?
Yes.
Yes, you can. Jordan Abernathy, glad that you're with us. And this young lady here, this is you're Grace LeBou, and you're from Stuart W. Kramer High School, and your project, Acid Extraction of Aluminum from Coal Ash. Explain what that means.
So we had this coal ash that is usually regarded as a waste, and we put this through a 2-step acid leaching method, and it extracted a majority of the aluminum out of the coal ash.
And what are the benefits for conducting that?
Well, coal ash is usually thrown into our streams, and this reduces the mass and also creates another potential profit for companies that have an excess of coal ash.
Maybe you can be a politician too when it comes to coal ash. You also won at the local level, you won at the regional level, and you're going to the state science fair in Raleigh. What are you looking forward to about that experience?
I'm looking forward to looking at the other amazing projects and meeting other talented students from across the state.
We had 10 students from Gaston County Schools that will go on to that state science fair. It could be both of you, any of the other students. We hope to see you at that International Science Fair later this year. Thank you so much for being with us, our Science and Engineering Fair winners. We talked a little science, we talked a little engineering. Let's talk a little bit about art and writing. We have a great group of students here. These are winners from the highly competitive Mid-Carolina. I'm going to move on. Y'all just come right on. This is a big group of students. These are winners from the highly competitive Mid-Carolina Regional Scholastics Art and Writing Awards program. Gaston County Schools received this year 34 awards at this regional competition. Congratulations to you, students. That is a significant accomplishment for our students. With us, we have Austin Dover and Lily Gray and Alexis Heracles from Forest View. If you'll just raise your hand so we can see you. There they are. Tori Epstein and Tanner Lack. Did I say that correctly? Excellent. They're from Ashbrook. They received writing awards. Oliver Dean and from East Gaston. No Oliver tonight. Chloe Kaler and Jordan Truss received art awards from Stuart W. Kramer. And then from Cramerton Middle School, we even had some of our middle school students win those awards. Caitlin Burns and Summer Barr. Congratulations to all of you. Now, I'm not going to talk to all of the students, so you're going to be the spokesperson for this group, okay? No pressure. What was it like to win one of these art and writing awards?
I did not expect it, honestly. I simply don't have enough confidence in my abilities, but apparently I did something that they liked.
I think that they did something that you did something that they loved with winning, because I can't say it enough, this is a very highly competitive art program, awards program for the Charlotte region, and these are just a few of the students that received awards. 34 awards for Gaston County Schools. Congratulations to this group of students. Have you right off the stage there. Well, let's also talk a little bit about athletics. You want to? Come right over here. We've got some championship athletes with us from South Point High School. Our football state 3A champions, Scotty Lee, the quarterback, Philip Davis, the defensive player of the game, that championship game, Nick Farmer, the offensive player of the game, and Jake Alexander, the state MVP. Guys are right here, aren't they? We recently scored a second place championship in the state in diving. And so from East Gaston High School, we have Kendall Knight. Kendall's down there on the end. Congratulations to Kendall. And we had a couple of state championships up in Cherryville, a state championship in cheerleading and a state championship in baseball. So representing the cheerleading squad, we have Anna Burleson and Mallory Treadway. And representing the baseball team, Matt Kane and CJ Degree. What does it feel like to have a state championship ring?
It was a great experience with the teammates. Nobody ever thought we would do it, but we came together as a team and did something nobody thought we'd do, so it's a great experience.
And this past year, we won state championships in 6 different sports. And this is just a selection of baseball, football, and cheerleading, and diving, and track and field, and wrestling, and the list goes on and on. Let's have a round of applause for these outstanding athletes in Gaston County Schools. Thank you all very much for being with us. We'll have you move right over to that side of the stage. Let's welcome this young man to the stage. He is one of our outstanding scholarship recipients, and every year we have outstanding scholarship recipients, but I want to brag about this young man. He's from Bessemer City High School, Chris Turner. He received we've got some Bessemer City fans in the house tonight. Chris received the Quest Bridge Scholarship, which is a very competitive scholarship program on a national level. And he has received a full scholarship to Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island, and it's valued at $270,000. Yeah. Chris, tell us a little bit about what you're looking forward to being at Brown University this fall.
Let's see here. One of the things I'm looking forward to is I've not been able to travel much in my 17 years on this earth, and so to travel to someplace as far as Rhode Island, and there's Boston, there's New York, there's Providence itself. It's gonna be really great to just see everything.
Now, when you get up there, what are you going to be studying?
I'm either going to be studying physics or some form of engineering.
And that is going to lead to what? What career for you?
I'm not sure yet. I'm thinking about maybe going into some researching work, obviously, maybe teaching, something along those lines.
Well, you can bet that whatever you decide to do, you are on the right path, and we are so very proud of you, one of our outstanding scholarship recipients. I'm going to say it again, a full-ride scholarship to Brown University, $270,000 for Chris Turner. Congratulations, my friend. If you stand right there. And now we have another very special group with us. These students are joining us from Lingerfeld Elementary School. They are our chorus students, and we're going to allow them to set up on stage, and I'm going to talk about them while they are getting into place. And these students are Lily Blanton, Landon Garcia, Zara Gonzalez, Tyler Howe, Destiny Hudgens, Samaya Hudgens, Shaden June, and Lily Wilson. And they are directed by Theresa Greer and Cheryl Ash, and accompanied by Josh Ash, who is a student at Forest View High School. I'm going to put a microphone in place, and then we'll have you sing "We Are the World," okay?
There comes a time when we heed a certain call, when the world must come together as one.
There are people dying, and it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We are all a part of God's great big family, and the truth, you know, love is all we need.
Ladies and gentlemen, the students of Gaston County Schools, stay right here for just a moment so everybody can see all these. Y'all face the audience. Let's give these children a round of applause, and all of our students representing Gaston County Schools. Thank you all very much for that wonderful song. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so very much. We'll go right off the stage that way. Yeah, look at them out there giving you a standing ovation. You deserve it. You deserve it. And all of our students, thank you all so very much for being with us this evening. We appreciate all that you do in representing Gaston County Schools.
Well, Mr. Higgins.
Yes, Mr. Booker.
How am I supposed to speak after all that?
Well, Mr. Booker, I have complete confidence in you, and you're going to be wonderful.
So we got some good things going on.
We have some great things happening in Gaston County Schools, and to see the children sing and just to recognize the talent and just got some great students in Gaston County Schools, and we're so proud of them.
It's incredible. We have a lot of reasons to celebrate, Todd. You know, we've got all these children with teachers investing in them, and we have right now the North Carolina Teacher of the Year here in Gaston County.
Yes, that deserves a round of applause. It really does.
And you all know we've got kids graduating at a record rate. We have those kids, and you just saw our first tally for this year. Because last year we had a new record of $53 million in scholarships, and we've already got our first 270 on the road to breaking that record this year. It is great. There are a lot of other great things that we get to celebrate in our schools, and one that we're proud of, we have again been recognized as one of the safest school districts in the state of North Carolina. And along with that, we continue to see our student proficiency improve. We have increase in our academic growth, and we continue to see our standardized test scores like SAT rise. So that talks about a lot of things that we have to celebrate, but let's talk a little bit about where we are. When we did the community talks, we came back and there were 5 key areas: academics, school safety, technology, communication, parent and community involvement. And that was a synthesis of all the comments that we received, some 1,600 comments. So we started to say these will be our 5 focus areas as we move forward. So in academics, we started with a focus on graduation. And when you talk about graduation, that is the culmination of a 13-year career for our students. Many of you know the 85.8, that's the state's graduation rate. So when you stack our 88% up above it, we've already exceeded the state's rate, and we will continue to strive higher. But what's even more impressive is in 10 years, we have taken that rate from 68.1% to 88%. That is a 20% growth in 10 years. We talked about school choice, and people wanted more options. Well, we have offered one of the best options in the state of North Carolina. The Highland School of Technology has been recognized not only statewide, but nationally, and we have had international visitors to look at the structure of how Highland School of Technology works. And it continues to receive great recognition. It has been nominated for another great award that we hope to receive soon. From that, we grew and did the Gaston Early College, and that is a specialized partnership with Gaston College. But when you look at all of our high schools offer just a amount of options, because when you get into our career and technical development, there are different modules that kids can take. We have advanced placement courses, we have honors courses, and then you look at the arts and athletics that were just exhibited to you. So we think there's a lot of choice, but we recognize people want more specialized choice. So this year we offered the Hawks Nest STEAM Academy, again a response to what we heard from our community. And as we get into later and look forward, you will see we believe that we should offer more choice. Then people talked about career and college ready. What are we doing? So we met and worked, and so when you look at this first picture, I spent 2 hours today at Hunter Huss High School. We had Representative Patrick McHenry in town. He wanted to see what was going on in our schools, and we spent 2 hours visiting, and he got to see our fire safety work from where the children put out a little small blaze that they started, all the way to using the jaws of life and opening up a car. And he looked at those 30-some students that were there, and he said, I have visited over 80 fire departments in my time in representing this district, and I have never seen any training that could beat what you all are doing in this high school. That is a great accomplishment that is going on in our schools every day. We have, thank you. In numerous high schools, we offer our life science curriculum that is preparing our children to become CNA and move forward and do many other things as they go. We also have applied mathematics that goes on. We have 3D printers. I was in a classroom at Hunter Hus today, and they came over and said we wanted to introduce me to a student, and he had designed for himself, using the 3D printer, a little tool, and he put bearings in it, and he used it to spin and was taking that and applying it in his academic career. We have a lot of great things going on in the choices that are going, but that's not where we stop with Career and College Ready, because we have increased our partnership. The state has a program called Career and College Promise, and we have grown that exponentially over the last 3 years with what our children are getting to do. And it allows them to be on the Gaston College campus, take a college course, and to begin to experience what college is like. Also through the partnership, they are coming to some of our schools and offering it so that we can expand those. And any of you who have children in college are glad to know they can earn those credits, and they are recognized by all the 16 member universities in the state of North Carolina. We actually had 2 children from this past graduating class enroll as sophomores in Chapel Hill and NC State because of the number of career and college courses they were able to complete. So we have a lot of success that goes on in those partnerships. Additionally, we have looked at how do we communicate to the kids if we don't know? So we began a program in partnership with Gaston Regional Chamber, and we have what we call educators in the workplace, and they are visiting businesses and learning. The one thing we had to agree was that they would not hire our educators away because they've been so impressed with what our teachers know and are able to communicate in these meetings. But that partnership has grown to where we now will have 2 weeks of this and visit many businesses. Another partnership that we have is with the Greater Gaston Development Corp and their initiative of workforce development. They were a critical part of our career and technical education, evaluation of our programs, and growth of the programs. And they continue to support us. And you need to recognize, how does that support show up? Well, this spring, all of our 8th graders, every middle school 8th grader, will visit a business in Gaston County and be exposed to what it's like to be in the workforce. And that comes through great partnerships like that. Our next topic was school safety. What do we do with school safety? I can tell you the number one thing we do, we have diligent employees who are sensitive and aware of what is going on in their environment, and we could give you great stories of where folks have reacted and taken charge of situations and avoided something that could have been tragic for us. But that's all based on really comprehensive safety plans and a concerted effort that we do to have security systems in place. But all of that happens, we are fortunate to have great partnerships with school resource officers. I know I saw Sheriff Cloninger here earlier. I don't know if Alan's still here. Well, the sheriff is a great partner. He is one of those folks that it takes one phone call, and he's just a representative of all the law enforcement we have in our community and how they work with us to do great things. And so that's why we are held up as a model for school safety. The third thing that we talked about was technology. When you go back to 2013, we did not have wireless access in all of our schools. As of the start of 2014, we had wireless access in every classroom in our entire school system. And that was a great accomplishment, but we didn't stop there. We've continued to enhance digital learning through funds that have been shared with the school system from the county commission, from private businesses. We have taken our computer ratio, where we used to have 1 device for every 3 children, down to where it is approaching 1.6 children per 1 device. And that is on our goal to having a 1-to-1 district. So that translates to technology in our classroom, and these are just some representative samples of what goes on in our classrooms. Then our last was communication, was our 4th pillar. In communication, we talked about needing to update our website, but in the talks, we had people coming up to us and saying, why do you not have an app? Well, we looked around, no school system in North Carolina had an app. But by August of 2014, we were the first school system in North Carolina to offer a mobile app. Many have followed us since that, but that was the beginning of what we thought would be an enhanced communication. If you got here early tonight, you saw a loop running of videos that we have been producing to tell our story and to talk about the great things that are going. You can visit our website and see those displayed little 3-minute vignettes that talk about great things that our educators do, because we have folks recognized for all their skill sets, but we also have great children doing things. We have Channel 21 where we play things. This event tonight will be recorded for those who couldn't be there. We have also tried to enhance our presence on social media. I get nervous about that. when you show up at 5:30 in the morning to visit bus drivers and they want to do a Facebook Live, that's pretty scary. But that's the world we're in today, and so we work on that. And all of this is to support what we believe is a goal of having better customer service and a striving to serve the community that we are honored to be a part of. And then the fifth category was parent and community involvement, and to have outreach programs. Just having events like this is the beginning of a communication and trying to share what we know is going on. We have been to numerous Rotary, just everything. We're out and trying to be a part of this community and share and reach out. We have great partners in this. When you look at our Read to Achieve and the partners that come along us inside in the summer, we've had partnerships with the health department. If anyone saw the recent coverage of what went on at Lingerfelt with the Junior Achievement Day that was held there, that was a huge partnership between several agencies. So we believe we are reaching out, and a lot of parent engagement. That has been an objective of our board. They said in 2015 we need to increase our parent engagement. So this year, as we began the 2016 year, we have a full-time position dedicated to parent engagement, and we'll be having 2 nights in the coming months at Hunter Huss High School and Bessemer City High School to just start talking about career involvement, parents and what they can need to know and how they can be involved, and we're just trying to reach out more, and those are just examples of our engagement. And then the business and community partnerships, I've shown some of those examples. We don't survive without partners. If you were here and you see, we're fortunate, we have a car dealer that gives us a car. He doesn't give a lease for 1 year. He gives the title to the car to an outstanding educator. We have a financial institution that sponsors all of our Nights of Excellence where we recognize our Teacher of the Year and our Administrator of the Year, and they want it to be a first-class event. And it's just part of the partnerships that go on. And so we are very fortunate in this community, but we recognize it's a two-way street, and we work hard to be a partner on our side. As we talked about having this event, we put it out on the website. Gazette was very kind to put an article out, and we asked for some questions and comments. And we had several key ones that came up, and it's been a big topic on our board for the last month. School calendar. Our school calendar doesn't make a lot of sense to us, so I'm sure it doesn't make a lot of sense to you. But you need to recognize the General Assembly of the state of North Carolina has put a start date and an end date, and we got to squeeze it in between. And that's the biggest thing that drives it. We had 29 folks serve on our calendar committee this year. Anyone who would like to volunteer, don't ask them before you volunteer because they'll tell you not to. It is a very difficult and consuming process to try and make it work, and to also be sensitive to some of the traditions that are in our community and trying to preserve those days. So the school calendar is one that our board each year will send a resolution to Raleigh saying, please give us local control of our calendar again. Unfortunately, that has not come to pass yet. So when we get questions on school calendar, we go, we agree. We agree. Bus routes and bus safety. If you watched us this summer, we put signs up in anybody's yard who would let us put it up. We need bus drivers. It is not a Gaston County unique problem. It is a North Carolina, it is a nationwide problem. When you have an economy that thrives and folks have a CDL license, they are very employable. And when you put on it the burdens that we have for the requirements to drive a bus driver, because folks want bus drives to be the safest ride a child takes, the vehicle is designed to be safe by nature, then you want an operator that is safe. From the time we engage someone to be a bus driver to the time they are allowed to transport children is a 6 to 12 week process, depending on where we fall in the state cycle of trainers coming around to certify them. So it is a very difficult process for us. So we know some of our bus routes are long. We know that when someone is out, it takes a difficult time. But what we have done to try and enhance that is we have GPS on all of our buses. We have cameras on all of our buses, and we continue to try and modernize those cameras to provide the best safety that we can. So it is something that our board is keenly pays attention to, and our administrators do a fantastic job of trying to manage that program. Another thing that we got a lot of inquiry about was after-school care and summer programs. Our after-school program is one of the long-standing partnerships that we have had in this community between the school system and the YMCA. And the YMCA is like anybody else, they can only operate where there is enough demand to meet that. And so we have had a flow of sites, whereas we've been as high as 20 sites and we've been as low as 10 sites. but they will meet the demand as best we can to do that. We will transport kids from one school to another to try and meet that demand. What we have seen over the last 3 years in our summer programs is a growth in that. If you had children in our system back in the early 2000s, we used to offer more enrichment programs during the summer. The board was very supportive 2 summers ago where we started introducing those again. And to be honest, we started with the high school kids because we saw some gaps in our performance, and so we tried to offer some writing courses, some ACT prep, and AP prep courses, and we've continued to those, and we're trying to grow that. And last year we added Minecraft for middle school, and we'll continue to add more programs for that. So after school and summer programs is something we are aware of, and we will continue to try and expand those. So those are the big areas that we received questions on, and just wanted to talk about those. So what's ahead for our school system? Well, there's 3 key areas, and the first one's not going to surprise you. It's academics. Academics is where we're always going to focus, because academics is what we're all about. And we're always going to talk about higher student achievement. And we're going to challenge each other. And what I can say to you is when we visit schools today versus when we visited schools 5 years ago, the sensitivity and the awareness of student achievement and the measurement of student achievement is higher than it's ever been. And the collaboration, when you look at our 5 beliefs, the collaboration that we talk about in our schools is watching our teachers collaborate across disciplines, across classrooms, so that if we're all teaching in the 3rd grade, everybody's used to that collaboration, but how about the 2nd graders collaborating with the 3rd graders so they make sure they're preparing them and placing them, and they're telling them that where the child can grow and what we've seen be effective. And then we collaborate across district between schools. So that is a part of our striving for more academic and student achievement. And I believe you're going to continue to see the state will put some burden on us. They'll make it an A through F grade. They'll make it a low-performing school. So 2 years ago, low-performing, we had 13. At the end of the first year, we only had 7. We will attack that. We will do our best, and we will make effort to continue to improve that. And what you are fortunate is you have an elected board that is not afraid to embrace opportunities and try different things. And they welcome us when we present. Just the other night, we were pursuing a $1.2 million grant that will affect 2 of our schools. Their question is, can you not spread it to more? Well, we pursue all kinds of grants, and the grants have specific criteria, and you have to attack those based on what those criteria are. But we meet little resistance in pursuing those because they say, what can we do to make ourselves better? We'll continue to focus on technology. As I've said, a goal of 1-to-1. Now remember, 32,000 children, that's 32,000 devices. That's a difficult goal to get, and then it'll be even harder to maintain. For example, when you look, we have just over 2,000 classrooms in Gaston County. Through a lot of hard work in this community 5 years ago, we did the Smart Board campaign. We put an interactive whiteboard in every teaching space. Well, the life expectancy of a smart board is somewhere between 5 and 7 years. And anybody who's dealt with that knows that's an average. So we had some dying at year 3, and they're still giving us trouble. So we are right now piloting across the district different interactive whiteboards. The beauty of technology, it's gotten a little bit cheaper, but it's also gotten a lot more intricate. And so we're trying different vendors and styles throughout our schools to see what we can do. But none of it's cheap. Even though the prices come down, it's still $3,000 to $4,000 an item. That's a huge number when you start multiplying it by 2,000. So that's why we say our focus on technology will continue to have to look at using our dollars in the highest and most effective way that we can. In enrichment programs, I've touched on that. We look at the enrichment throughout the whole year, what we can do to do more for our students. The commissioners this past year gave us a one-time money for one elementary school, and when you talk to that elementary school, they on 1 day a week will have over 100 kids staying for that enrichment program. That is phenomenal, and it's centers throughout the school where robotics is engaged and various technologies. So we focus on the Hawk's Nest being a STEAM academy, but we have STEM and STEAM going on throughout our district through these enrichment programs. But we know that academics is what we're here for, and we will continue to grow and try to improve with our academics. Our second focus is facilities. We've been very fortunate when you look at new schools that the commissioners have supported us, and we're in the process right now of replacing Pleasant Ridge Elementary School. This is a lot to our community because this is a West Side school. 3 schools were consolidated into 1 school, but we're building, instead of trying to repair 3 old schools, we're building 1 state-of-the-art school, and it is state-of-the-art. It will have all of the current technology as well as the current academic standards, and it will show the operation of the school all on the existing site, and then we will tear down the previous building, and that's where the play fields will go for them. Second, we were given the money to replace Stanley Middle School. Think about the life of the current Stanley Middle School. It was Stanley High School, then it was Stanley Junior High School, and now serves as Stanley Middle School. I think we got our money's worth out of that one. But this new building will, again, bring to the community state-of-the-art and allow us to do it. And that is a huge step forward for us. And currently the commissioners are committed to do another replacement middle school. So we're very excited about that. And that leads into reducing the repair and renovations that we have. But we still have an average plant at greater than 40 years. But our folks are working hard to take care of what we have and to maintain and make it the best it can be so that our children's educational experience is great, because we know the ultimate thing for our kids is what goes on in that classroom. And through all of that, we want to have a safe school environment for our kids. Then our third pillar is choice options. The board, during their retreat, received information on these 4 choice options. We have the means to start with the first 2, and that is a talented and gifted academy, and this will be for our K through 5 children, and it will be targeted from 1 school, and it will be a magnet across the county. It will have qualifications to be a part of that school, but we look forward to launching that program in the coming weeks to advertise what it has and what it will offer, but we believe it is another one of the options and choices that folks have expressed interest in. The virtual academy, as we know that in our middle schools, there are different learning styles and there are different challenges for our children. Middle school is a big transition for kids, and we're going to offer a virtual academy which will allow kids a different transition in middle school. And that is another one that the board has already authorized us to move forward with, and we'll be working forward. The next 2 are in study, the STEAM Middle School Academy. We've had great success with Hawks Nest STEAM Academy. We need somewhere for those children to matriculate to, and we want to offer that as an option in the coming future. So as we look to the 18 school year, that would be one that we would hope to be able to offer, as well as Arts and Literacy Academy. And it's shown there singular, but I hope by the time we get there it'll be plural, because the arts, as you've seen tonight, we have a thriving art program. Todd didn't share with you that that program is a regional. It goes Cabarrus, Charlotte, Mecklenburg, and one of the Charlotte Foundation sponsors 10 billboards to recognize what they consider to be the top art pieces in that competition. 10 billboards, the entire region. 2 of those billboards will feature Gaston County children's work. The arts are alive in our community, and we need to enhance and offer that to more kids and give them that. So those are the choice options that we'll be exploring. Along with that, we will continue, and your community has helped us support us, our teacher pay supplement. We remain below our peer group, but we have moved forward, and over the last 3 years, we've increased our teacher supplement by $600 on average. $600 is not a lot of money when you look at it against big numbers, but when you think our average supplement was $1,800 and you added $600 to it, that's almost a 30% increase. So that's a great growth that the board has funded along with the commissioners. We have tried to enhance our quality professional development. We are offering more professional development to our teachers and growing us, because what we recognize is we have got to grow our own. In a very competitive environment, we have got to invest in our people and give them stronger. We want to continue to increase our mentoring program. We are out talking to everyone about that. 32,000 children, just under 400 mentors. There's a gap. We're in a community that our kids need support. They need folks. It's 30 to 45 minutes of your time once you get there and just supporting the child. So we want to grow that program. We want to continue our community outreach, and we're going to continue the conversation. Tonight just kicks off for us to begin being out back in the community and just having small groups where we can get feedback, hear more, and allow people to talk about their school system and hear what they think about our school system. So we will continue to do that. One of the things that came out of the previous meetings we had is we created this email, and a few of you know about it. And I am very glad of that. And we have a group of folks, it gets reviewed, and we try to allocate those emails to the place so that we can get responses back to folks and start working. The only way you get better is to listen to your folks. There's a famous book that says a complaint is a gift. And we try to take our complaints and learn from those and see if we can learn. But it never hurts that we get a compliment in there. You laugh, but it's great to get one and be able to share it with and say, look, this person did this and someone recognized it was above and beyond the call of duty. And we try to celebrate those things because it is a difficult thing at times to be a part of this organization, because at times you feel like everybody's against us being successful in public education when you look at the greater. But I feel in this community, people support public education and people want public education to be successful, because when we have all our staff in here, we have a convocation to kick our year off. We do the K-5 in the morning, and the afternoon we'll bring in all the high school and middle schools, and you ask if you're a graduate of Gaston County Schools to stand up, and you have 60 to 70% of your workforce are graduates of this, that says something strong about our community. It says something great about the education and about the willingness to return and give back. We have a great, caring community. We believe we're a vital part of that. And I thank you for being here tonight and giving us your time and your energy. And we will continue to strive to meet your expectations, not only at this level, but to exceed them at this level. Thank you for being here.